Hello everyone, this is your host Rohan Tandil from InnoHealth Magazine Studio. I welcome you to this podcast produced by InnovatioCuris with a mission to spread awareness and knowledge of various facets of healthcare innovation. You are listening to Voices of IC Innovator podcast from InnoHealth Magazine, the first magazine in India on healthcare innovations. In this podcast, we invite the members of the IC Innovator Club and get to know a little bit about their journey and further discuss their perspective about the club. Today, we are going to have a conversation with Dr. Avantika Batish. Welcome, Dr. Avantika, to our podcast. How are you today,
Thank you so
ma'am?
much. Thank you, Rohan. Thank you for inviting me.
So, now coming to the podcast, let me elaborate on the flow of this podcast. I would be asking you a series of questions and we may discuss your opinion on it.
Sure.
So, before starting, I would like you to tell us a little bit about your career path, your journey up to this point.
Definitely, Rohan. I'm Dr. Avantika Batish. I am a dental surgeon with MBA in Hospital Administration from Punjab University, Chandigarh. Right after finishing my dental, I had a practice of nearly about 4 years, along with which I was doing my MBA. So in the evenings, I used to go to the clinics. During the day, I was doing my MBA. And when I finished with my MBA totally, then I also cleared my UGC NET right after finishing the MBA so that I could also get into teaching if I ever wished to. And post that, I joined Rayat and Bahra University as Assistant Director, Training Health Sciences, as I did not want to join a hospital right away after my finishing my MBA. So I wanted to get into HR and particularly soft skills. So I joined Rayat and Bahra Group and I worked with them for about 3-4 years. And along with that, I did my certified course in CPR, AEE, AED, and basic first aid from American Safety and Health Institute. So I'm a certified trainer in that. Then I also did lean management course for hospitals from Cardiff University, UK. I also did a certification course in National Disaster Management Assessment Framework from NIDM and World Bank. Then, I started teaching also. In between, I got an offer to teach in B schools. So I started teaching HR for healthcare to students of MBA in healthcare and MBA in hospital management. In due course, I also developed some interest in the legal aspect of healthcare. So I enrolled myself in a postgraduate course in medical law and ethics from National Law School, Bangalore. After finishing that, I wanted to do something in community also. So the flow kept coming in, it just happened. So I did a post-graduation in health and family welfare, again from Punjab University. So along with my passion for healthcare, I am also a soft skills trainer for MBA students and government officials as of now. Presently, I am also teaching HR for healthcare for MBA healthcare and hospital management students in various B schools across India.
Well, ma'am, that was an elaborate and diversifying kind of career.
Yeah.
So now talking further about career, we
Sure.
have varying experiences at various stages, bringing in various life lessons, of which we think some of those lessons have taken a long time for realization. It's not a sense of regret, but we feel or say imagine that under some different circumstance, learning those lessons earlier would have given a smoother flow to our career. So I would like to know that one thing or say one lesson that you wish you knew at the start of your career.
Oh, that's a nice one, Rohan. Well, everybody passes out with some dreams, when they finish their studies. So I wish I had a better guide to, really guide me what all I could pursue further. So one thing I regret is that, or one thing, I wish I knew at the start of my career was the various options and avenues available to me with my extant qualifications. It's like, if you go anywhere, it's like if you've done MBA in hospital management, definitely people will say join a hospital. That is it. But there are so many more things to it. You can go into so many, there are so many paths available. So I did not know that right away. I had to, discover myself with my career progression. So I discovered the road myself.
Yeah, ma'am, that's a great point. Actually, in our Indian education system, the career guidance and career counseling is there, but they, rather than giving or just elaborating on the options that we have, they rather ask us that what you're going to become in further.
Nobody gives us a real picture. See, we are students 10. We want to know what is out there for us. They need to tell us what is there.
Rather than asking, they should be telling us. So
absolutely, yes.
That scenario
Yes.
can be changed further if it's been implemented
Yes,
at
that's
the
my
initial
effort.
stages.
That's what I do when I go to B schools. I tell the students what all they can go in for, so that they don't really face what I faced.
True, ma'am. So moving ahead, life is a
Yes.
journey. And to make the most of this journey, we use things or say the resources available to us as stepping stones to grow and develop, to be the ideal
Yes.
personality that we would like to build in our future. Some of that enabling us to take major leap due to its deep impact on our minds. So my question to you is,
Yes.
what are the resources that had a major influence on you as a professional or as an individual?
Right. That's a good one again, Rohan. See, I belong to an army family. So one particular thing I have inherited from my family is discipline. So I have the urge to do my work with full honesty and diligence. I am very focused in whatever I pick up. My parents have always given me a choice to choose my own path. They have always pushed me for. I have loved studies since childhood. So my parents have always given me a push. So we are two siblings at home. I have a younger brother and myself. So my brother is as qualified as I am, or I can say I am as qualified as him. We have done multi courses. So my parents have given us that opportunity. That okay, go ahead, whatever you want to do. So that is another thing. And then I'm very punctual. I love being on time. I love meeting my deadlines, if given any. I'm a very observant person. I don't speak much at times. I do observe. I'm a good listener, and I'm a quick learner as well. Maybe I'm boasting too much, I'm sorry, but these things I've noticed in myself, and these have really helped me to move forward ahead. And I also respect individual differences. See, people are different. When you work in any organization, there are different people at different levels, and you need to respect that. You don't always have to push yourself or have a no say attitude to things. You can be humble, you can be down to earth, you can be a learner, you can be a giver. So you have to have lots of things, and I try to imbibe all those things.
I would like to correct you on one point where you said that you are boasting. Rather than, I would say that you are actually self-realizing that attributes of yourself.
Oh, that is so nice of you to say that.
So, to the next question. Like resources, we come across many personalities whose life decisions or maybe passion towards the career or any other attribute wants us to mirror those personalities. So I would like to know which person or who are the people you idealize and why.
Right. Okay. Firstly, I would like to say I'm a fan of all the women around me. So I really push women. So my first idol would be, Mrs. Sushma Swaraj, a politician from India. Well, she's no more. May she rest in peace. So I have been very fond of her fearlessness and articulation. She would always speak out her mind, which is always, admired by me. Okay, then second would be my mother. My mother is an ex-IAS officer from the cadre of Punjab. And she also has similar qualities to Mrs. Swaraj. But with her, I have been able to see that she has, balanced her work and home very well. She's a very prompt decision maker. And one thing my mother has done is that she has, made women aware of their self-esteem and why women need to take their professional commitments very seriously and not take concessions. So, when we say women want to work with men, women want gender equality, it all comes if you are really committed to your work. If you want to work, you should not ask for concessions. You should just go right ahead, right? And then thirdly, and not the least, Major General V.K. Singh. He has been such an influence on me. While I was taking classes in one of the B schools, I happened to meet Sir. And I'm really thankful to him for guiding me and showing me and giving me a new platform, which is, trying to give healthcare a new dimension. I have been fond of writing since childhood, but Sir gave me a direction that, okay, I could write something better, something which could, be printed, something which people would read. So here I am today on the editorial board of Health magazine, and I have a permanent column with them, which talks about healthcare trends and innovations world over. So with Sir, I would like to mention that he has excellent networking skills. His way of working is very promising and very meticulous, and his attention to details is perfect. So these are the people I really look up to.
Those are some great personalities, ma'am.
Gee.
Now, further talking about careers, many people face various hardship. So I would like to know some of the hardship you faced in your career and how you found inspiration from such situation.
Okay. Rohan, fortunately, I have come across good people so far. And, and the very thought that every problem has a solution keeps me going. I do not get stuck up. I always try to look for a solution. I'm very determined and I have a no say attitude, which helps me in sailing through almost every situation I have come across so far. So career has been very blessed.
It might be due to your upbringing from a military background, I guess. Uh, so you have a particular discipline mindset set from your childhood. So I guess that helped you a lot in sailing through the difficulties and hardships that you faced.
Yes.
So coming to the next question, we may be liking our profession a lot, but there are always certain professions that intrigues us, not necessarily to make a living out of it completely, but just a wish to explore and enjoy the journey if time permits.
Right.
So what I would like to know is, besides your current profession, what profession would you like to explore?
Oh, well, Rohan, I have a creative side to myself for which I don't really get much time, but I wish my days were longer. And I would love to be an art critic. I love art and culture. Since childhood, I have been into dramatics, paintings, pottery making, a lot of gardening, plantation. So, I would like to be an art critic, which would help me to go to different places and, witness various forms of art or culture, be it some kind of designing, painting, pottery, dramatics. So that's it. Something creative would definitely catch me.
I think that's a nice profession, ma'am.
Thank you.
You get to travel to a lot with this profession also.
Yes,
so
yes.
And seeing different cultures, we learn new things.
Oh yes.
Observe people, get to know more people, and so on.
Ji.
So moving to the next question.
Hanji.
In this fast-paced world, there are many reasons for stress in the daily lives of a person, for which many people find their own ways to relieve it through some activity. So I would like to know, doing what makes you feel your best self, or say rejuvenate you from your daily workload and stress?
Right. Rohan, as of now, what de-stresses me are my kids. I have two little boys. So when I get back home, they are there. They're little chirpy toddlers. So they give me good time at home. Then I'm an ardent pet lover. And so they're my dogs, but I love them as my children. So that's another thing. Then gardening is one more thing, which I do almost on a daily basis. And something to de-stress me is also some kind of social work. So I go to these, children homes, orphanages. I teach them, I give them motivational speeches. Then another aspect which I really like to do is whenever I get, especially, I get time and I especially do it on any important event in the family is I believe in save the environment. So I do tree plantation and definitely extra reading, which I like. Like I said, I have been into that since childhood. So extra reading is one thing. I read about anything I like. That's it. These all things de-stress me to a good level.
Those are some great hobbies, I guess. You kind of look for detoxing physically as well as spiritually.
Yes,
I would
mental,
like to say.
both. Yes.
So now coming to the IC Innovator Club, I would like to ask what it means for you to be a part of this club.
Well, IC Innovator Club is it's unique in its own kind. It's a platform which brings lots of people involved with innovation and healthcare together. So, you as a member, you come to know what is the latest happening in the field. You definitely get knowledge from the experts of their own domains. It's definitely a problem solving arena. Itne sare ideas milte hain. You come back home, you have food for thought, you think on that, you get back. And then one very, very important thing is collaboration. As a member, you get to collaborate with such people who are real experts. So collaboration is there. And then if in one word I have to say what it gives me as a member would be value addition to myself. It gives me immense knowledge.
Now, as the name of the club suggests, innovation.
Yes.
The definition of innovation may be the same for everyone, but the meaning, the value, or say the inference of this word differs from person to person.
Right.
My question to you is, what does innovation mean to you, considering the healthcare industry?
Right. See, innovation would be creating something new with the existing products in the healthcare industry. Innovation is definitely, a timely invention, plus its adoption into the system and then diffusing it into the system. So invention, adoption, and diffusion are three things which include innovation. It also denotes, something new, something better. Be it an idea, be it a policy, be it a product, be it some technology, be it some new system which tries to solve the current problems. Like in healthcare, the innovations would be 3D printing, augmented reality, artificial intelligence, LASIK in eye care, Internet of Things for data exchange, electronic health records for data storage, retail clinics, patient care in remote areas of India by the use of telemedicine. So these are all innovations in healthcare, which are really, the aim is to improve patient care. Right?
That's a great perspective, ma'am. So for my final question, I would like to ask, where can our listeners connect to you?
Oh, again, they can surely connect with me through this very platform where me and you both are talking. So that is via InnovatioCuris. We can do that. They can also email me on my personal email ID, which would be avantikabatish@gmail.com. They can also connect me on LinkedIn, Dr. Batish.
The link to connect with our guest speaker, Dr. Avantika, will be down in the description. Before concluding, I would like to thank Dr. Avantika Batish for joining us on this podcast. Thank you, ma'am.
It was my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me today.
To conclude, I would like to call out to our audience to leave a comment with a review and let us know whether you like the podcast. Drop down a comment if you have any podcast ideas or recommendations. If you have a healthcare journey of your own to be a part of our podcast, do connect with us. And for more such content on healthcare and innovation, visit innohealthmagazine.com. Stay safe. Goodbye from your host, Rohan Tandil from InnoHealth Magazine Studio. Thank you.